right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to my power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles at Great Millstone, who rule well, and who have taught me this truth along with other brothers. And salutations to the hopeful elect all across the four winds, man, that are witnessing these things take place. Now, I'm going to pause it so I can find the right article. Alright, actually I was on it the whole time. So, this is based out of Terrorism. It says Moscow to set up military base in the Caribbean. Now, why is that important? Right? The consensus is that all the nations are going to gather closer and closer and closer to America before they make that final push. So you have really the main superpowers that are coming up against America so far is Russia, China, Pakistan, India, Iran. Those are the ones that are saying to America's face that they don't deal with them. Now, Babylon also has a lot of secret enemies, man, which would include India, because America and India basically, from a diplomatic standpoint, have really no qualms with each other. They don't have any problems necessarily, but over time, India is going to turn. India is definitely going to turn on America, and they're going to speak it. You see, that's the thing. That's what makes this so important, is the fact that they're going to speak about these things, man. They're going to speak on the fact that Babylon's been lying. And this is since its inception, man, because this place was created on the backs of Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? So let's just go down and let's read it real quick. Russia has decided to develop a long-term military presence in the Caribbean in conjunction with the socialist nation of Venezuela on one of its islands in the Caribbean Sea. So, like I said, Venezuela at one time was an ally of America, quote unquote, whatever. And you see now they're on opposite ends of the spectrum, because America, for the most part, tried to destroy Venezuela. So Russia sneaked in, tiptoed in, and said, "Hey, listen, we'd like to make a base on one of your islands." And Venezuela said, "Sure," because it's like a bully, right? America is like a bully. Nobody's just gonna go and beat the bully's ass. Everybody in the classroom is gonna gather together, and I'm speaking in a parable. Everybody in the classroom is gonna gather together, and they're gonna wait for a specific day, and they're gonna wait for that bully to leave class, and they're gonna beat that ass. And it's gonna happen too. That's the thing, man. The move seems to be a response to the Trump administration's decision to pull out of the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, the INF Treaty. Now, that INF Treaty is the only thing that was standing between nuclear warfare, right? So now that is out of the window, that treaty is out of the window, which Babylon doesn't deal with treaties anyways. But anyways, because that treaty is out of the way, now we have declared, by definition, nuclear war. You know what I mean? Well, we all have, because if nobody's in the treaty, then anything goes, It says the recent flights of the Russian Tu-160 long-range nuclear bombers are part of this effort. So if you don't think that they have devices to carry nukes, you're crazy, man. The Medes, who are the Russians, man, they have an arsenal that is... the arsenal that they have is out of a sci-fi film. And that's why them teamed up with a handful of other nations, man. It's not looking too good for Babylon, all right? Russian authorities have made a decision, all right, to deploy strategic aircraft on the Caribbean Sea, which has a naval base and a military airfield, because they're going to need that Caribbean base in order to refuel while they're coming here to beat our ass, or to beat Babylon's ass. Now, another important thing to understand is that one of our main communications Goddamn Esau and them loud ass motorcycles. But anyways, one of our main strategic military hubs is based out of Tampa, and I believe it's called SOCOM, right? So SOCOM is based out of Tampa. So it's going to be countermeasures. The military base in the Caribbean is going to be facing against the base in Tampa, right? Because all operations, as far as the southern part of America is concerned, the main Air Force MOSs, right, are based out of Tampa. So that's how you know that essentially that the warfare that's going to take place is going to be down there in the sea. It's going to be on the East Coast, West Coast. I mean, it's going to be everybody's going to attack at once, and you can see that they're creeping closer and closer, man. It says Russian experts and armed forces commanders had already visited the island of La Orchilla, located 200 kilometers northeast of Caracas. So see, that's close. That's really close. And a Russian state news agency said Venezuelan laws prohibit the setup of military bases in the country, but a temporary deployment of warplanes is possible. So see, temporary. Because see, once this gets started, it's not going to stop. You know, so this temporary thing is going to turn into a long time thing. Now, see, they fucked up because by saying that a military base can't be in the country of Venezuela, you see, they showed their hand. Because Russia wants to have a base in Venezuela in order to enter from the bottom. You know what I mean? But got the verse for that one. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, verse 8. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. So a lot of the hopeful elect all over the world is witnessing these things taking place, man. And over time, you know, in the end, all the hopeful elect are going to be gathered out of all these countries, man, and they're going to dwell safely. So that's just something that you should think about, you know, because there's not going to be destruction for all of us. Most of us, yes, but not all. You know what I mean? So I'm going to pause and go to the next one. All right, this next one is out of the Jerusalem Post. This was, and both of these articles are out of today. This says U.S. Navy may stop docking in Haifa after Chinese take over port. And why is that? Right? Because everybody is creeping closer and closer, and they have to get in their strategic spots in order for all this to pop off. You know what I mean? So there we go. Look at them. The USS George H.W. Bush, which all praises for him dying, you know. That goddamn Edomite, man. Because the thing is, Esau likes to name his little devices after him. Not only does he take over the whole goddamn world, but here he is naming the device that he used to take over the world. He names it after himself, man. That's how you know he's selfish, and that's how you know, man. Goddamn Esau, man. All right. Concerns prompt review of Shanghai Agreement within Israel's Inner Security Cabinet. All right, the U.S. Navy acknowledged that its long-standing operations in Haifa may change once a Chinese firm takes over the civilian port in 2021, which by then, Lord's will. Lord's will, we're delivered. We're delivered out of here before 2021, man. It says prompting Israel's National Security Cabinet to revisit the arrangement. Haifa, the nation's largest port city, regularly hosts U.S.-Israeli naval drills and visits from American vessels, right? Because really, Israel is just a fucking cesspool of Amalekites, and America does the Amalekites' bidding. That's why they do joint operations, you know, because you itch my back, I itch your back type of thing, you know. Because Netanyahu and DJ Trump, they're actually very good friends, man. And that's one of the things. People think that Israel and the U.S. are at odds. No, they are best friends, man. America is friends with the Saudis and also Israel, because it's America. It's a whore. She's fucking this guy. She's fucking this guy over here. You know what I mean? Let's see. A representative of the Sixth Fleet said the Navy's partnership with Israel remains steadfast. All right. It says, when asked whether China's coming presence might affect fleet operations in the Mediterranean Sea, here's what they said. For now, there are no changes to our operations in Israel. The commander continued. I can't speculate on what might or might not occur in 2021. And here's the thing about Esau. Esau plans for everything, so he knows what's going to occur. If we make it to 2021, he already has a plan, man. And Salakia, you got goddamn Esau yelling and shit. I'm trying to do my video. I try to get as far away from people as I possibly can. But you know, the goddamn devil be sending everybody, man. Okay. You don't want a decision that was made ostensibly for business reasons to have an impact on Israel's relationship with the American Navy. You see, because the Chinese, right, are going to be using that port. And they basically bought out that port, right? Because let's just face it. China strategically is finding ways to bring through goods, weapons, and other things through all parts of the country. So if you don't think that they ain't secretly, you know, passing off things back and forth, you crazy, man. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if Israel is working directly with China. I wouldn't even doubt that. Because everybody's going to turn on the whore, man. Okay, this is funny, man. This is funny. It says the bottom line here is that Israel will make a fatal mistake by doing either or both of the following: disregarding China's potential to advance Israel's economy, right? That's a bunch of bullshit. And doing it with our eyes shut. We must keep our eyes open, fully aware of the risk management requirements and its possible impact on the U.S.-Israel relationship, right? Because what people don't know is the U.S. gives Israel billions of dollars every single year. You know what I mean? Israel is the biggest welfare state on the planet. There is no arguing it. We could look it up right now. I don't really feel like doing it, you know. You just know that. Look, hey man, the former head of Israel's Mossad, Ephraim Halevi, sounded an alarm in recent months over the security implications of China's creeping presence around Israel's critical infrastructure. So this guy was a former head of Mossad, which is basically like the CIA of Israel. So this guy is a high level guy, and he's saying that the implications of China creeping closer and closer is an indicator of war. All right. And a retired admiral warned that a Chinese-run seaport in the Bay could force the Navy to dock its warships elsewhere, which, no, they're not. America's going to put them warships wherever the hell they damn well please. Because that's Esau's military, man. And Esau and Moab are about to go at it, along with all the other heathen nations, man. So significantly the information systems and new infrastructure integral to the ports, and the likelihood of information in electronic surveillance systems jeopardize U.S. information and cybersecurity, he added. Yeah, because when you go to that port, the Chinese are going to see what America is buying and shipping, right? Because that information is very important. That's like you live next to the ocean, and every day you see boats pass by, right? So you know what's coming in. You see the barges of oil, barges of ammunition, whatever you may have, right? And so China is going to understand that information. Yeah, man. And one for that, for this one. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 8 verse 10. Yea, though they have hired among the nations, right? So you have these different contracts, these different treaties that are being drawn up in order for them to buy and sell with different countries, right? Now will I gather them, right? So this war is being brought to the forefront, man. And it says, and they shall sorrow a little for the burden of the king of princes, right? So they're going to sorrow. All right, and they're going to sorrow a little for the burden of the king of the princes, right? Because who's the king of the princes? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rakakwadash, his son, Yahushai HaMashiach. That's the king of the princes, because we, Israel, the men of Israel, are the princes, right? The name Israel, Yasharallah, means he is a prince of the power, or he is a prince of God. So so they're gonna sorrow for a little when Yahushua returns with his innumerable amount of angels, his 144 men, right? Oh man, all hell is gonna break loose. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Well, you know who that is. Esau got a base everywhere, and he's not moving. If China comes and takes over this port, America will stay there, and it will be a point of contention, and it will lead to war, man. Neither keepeth at home. So once again, like I said, bases everywhere. Who enlargeth his desire as hell. So he enlarges his desire as the grave, as death. He can never be satisfied. He wants more land, more infrastructure crumbling, more. He will never stop, right? And is his death, right? Because he keeps going and cannot be satisfied, right? But gathereth unto him all nations. And you can see that Babylon has every single nation in it. This is Babylon is owned by Esau, Edom, definitely, and the Amalekites. And the Amalek is the chief house of Edom. They are the top family in the house of Edom. Okay. I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna do the last article, and then I'm gonna sign out. And this one really gets me, all right? This is based out of the New York Times. It says, shop the apocalypse. Safety orange jumpsuits, face masks, and tactical vests. So-called war-core clothing is hot during these anxious times. So you see all these guys right here. You see Jake to the right. And that's another thing. A lot of these fashion companies have been having Jake wear their clothes because they understand that Jake is in. If they see a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American wearing something, everybody wants to wear it. So a lot of these places that used to be racist, they're still racist, but they're using Jacob, because what did the Lord say? Jacob is a star, man. Everything that Jacob does, everybody wants to do. And you can see that the Most High is showing is shining that light on Jacob, especially recently. Because you see these two Edomites to the left, man, they ain't got no flavor. Look at them, probably walking all stiff like a robot. Look at Jake. Look at Jake on the right. Jake got a walk on him. Look, he looks serious and shit. Then look at the Edomites to the left. They just look soft, man. They ain't ready for war. Cause look, man, when Jake come around, when that Jake on the right get the spirit of vengeance put on him, hey, it's gonna be all out warfare. And another thing, fashion shows are an indicator of what people will be wearing all that year, right? So this year, everybody's wearing apocalyptic clothing. So what does that mean? We're going to be coming into the time of Jacob's trouble. You know what I mean? That's why you got people like Kanye West who design clothes that look like they're homeless clothes, right? Because he knows that in the future we're going to well, not we, Lord's will, the men of the Lord will be fine, but a lot of these people are going to be dressed in some tattered rags, man. It says dystopian visions filled this year's runways. From left looks from Junior Watanabe, Calvin Klein, and Alex. Right, so these are well-known designers, and all that shit looks goofy. But once again, the idea is that the apocalypse is coming soon, and they're showing you that through the clothes, because a lot of these clothing designers are very in tune with geopolitics. They're actually friends. They design a lot of these politicians get their clothes from these designers, so they're very in tune with the world, man. Let's see. So Junior Watanabe, Prada, Calvin Klein collection, Raf Simons, you know what I mean? These are all prominent people. These are all prominent guys, right? The trend these days is the rise of military-inspired clothing and other utilitarian garb normally reserved for emergency responders, security guards, and doomsday preppers, right? So you got Jake, and I don't know what the fuck that is, right? But he's about to go to the Maison Margiela show in Paris, which to all you worldly niggas, man, designer is a big thing, man, but clothes are clothes, man. The brands don't matter, dog, and they ain't gonna matter in the times to come ahead. So Vogue magazine has started calling it war core, all right, because they know that war is coming. War is right around the corner, man. Cultural manifestations of our collective anxiety are everywhere. The fashion director out of the Donninger Group, right? She points to shows including Black Mirror and Handmaid's Tale, the video game Fortnite, and the constant drumbeat of news about climate change, political unrest, and economic troubles. Yes, she probably stumbled upon a GMS video. People like to mentally prepare for the end of the world, which none of you fucking heathens are prepared, man. Because when the sky opens up, ain't none of y'all gonna be prepared, man. Only the men of the Lord, 144,000 in the 1/3. Rest of you niggas are done. Now, when Israel dies on earth, they're gonna come back into the kingdom, and so it's all good. But ain't none of you heathens gonna be living nice, man. You 2/3 Jakes, you're just gonna be regular citizens in the kingdom, but citizens nonetheless. You'll have land and everything. So that doesn't mean do whatever the fuck you want to do, But to you 2/3, man, this is a warning. Especially to the 2/3, man. These clothes that people have been wearing lately is a warning. Because this is what you niggas gonna be wearing. The men of the Lord are not gonna have any tactical gear on, anything to hold bullets, because it's not gonna be necessary. The Lord is gonna do all the delivering, man. Alright. So, but yeah, I mean, all these clothes are going for crazy high prices. You know, $1,000 for a pair of pants. You know, and all these trendy, rich elites. You know, they don't even buy this shit. It's all you regular 2/3 ass jakes, and you fucking heathens, man. That's wait in line for days, and spend all your money on shit like this, man. And they're laughing at you because they know what the fuck they're doing. And I'm tired of reading this. This just pissed me off just looking at it, to be honest, man. And I typed in "gather all ye nations." All right, so. I'm going to read Zephaniah chapter 3 from the top. Then I'm going to end this video. This is the book of Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 1. Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city. Right? So that's talking about Babylon, America, because we live in a third world country. We just don't know it. Have you seen the holes in the streets, trash every fucking where, man? This place is oppressing. It says she obeyed not the voice, right? And what was the voice? The voice of the prophets, the voice of the men of the Lord. You know what I mean? She received not correction. So a lot of these niggas never turned to righteousness, man. She trusted not in the Lord. She drew not near to her power. Because everybody likes to say God bless America, which we know is not true, man. That's blasphemy. It says her princes within her are roaring lions. And who are the princes? The princes of the power, man. And we're roaring lions by telling these goddamn Edomites that this place is going to get destroyed by nuclear missiles, period. We're roaring, right, saying that the FRID microchip is the mark of the beast. We are roaring by saying that we don't affiliate with the other nations, man. If you are not part of the 12 tribes, through your lineage, through your father, and if you're not a confusion of face brother, then hey, man, friend of mine. It says her judges are evening wolves. They gnaw not the bones till the morrow, right? And so evening wolves, right? So a wolf in the evening is going to be hungry, right? And it says they gnaw not the bones till the morrow. And what is the morrow? The morrow is going to be the day when the angels come, right? And the go ahead is given to start whipping ass, right? So we're like dogs. We're like dogs who are being held on a leash. When Yahweh Hashem Yahushai lets that leash go, right, we're gonna whip Esau's ass and the heathen nations. It says her prophets are light and treacherous persons. Her priests have polluted the sanctuary, right? So TD Jakes, Creflo Dollar, they've polluted the sanctuary, right? Because they told you have to come to church. That's one way that they polluted it, right? Because the church is the men, right? And it says her prophets are light and treacherous persons. So they're light. They're very, they're very appealing. Like I said, if you look at the average priest, you don't think it's anything wrong with him, all right? But he's fucking polluted. It says, the just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not. But the unjust knoweth no shame. That's why they keep going, because they're just shameful. It says, I have cut off the nations. Their towers are desolate, right? So their understanding is gone. They don't know what the fuck is going on no more, right? There's so much shit going on every day that the other nations really can't they really can't gather any intel on this place. All you really need to know is that this place is going down, right? It says, I made their streets waste, that none passeth by. Their cities are destroyed, so that there is no man, that there is none inhabitant, right? Because when that nuke hits, when them nukes with an S hit Babylon, man, there's not going to be an inhabitant. Because remember, the men of Israel and Lord's will, their children, family members, wives, they're going to be in the chariots. So we're not even going to feel the sting of a missile, Lord's will. And it says, I said, surely thou wilt fear me. Thou thou wilt receive instruction, so that dwelling should not be cut off. Howsoever I punished them, but they rose early and corrupted all their doings. Therefore wait upon me, saith the Lord. Right? So you're not supposed to be wearing a fucking bulletproof vest. You got a lot of these rappers, NBA Youngboy, goddamn Kevin Gates, and all these niggas wearing tactical vests and bulletproof vests. Is that bulletproof vest gonna help you when a nuke drops? No, it is not. So you need to take it the fuck off. You need to get in these scriptures, man. And you got a lot of these celebrities that have been pushing this wine, man, on the world. You got Kevin Gates out here trying to convert people to Islam and shit. And you murdering your brother, man, by doing that. You bringing I seen a video, him and Moneybagg Yo speaking Arabic and shit, man. Y'all, you niggas are done, man. That's why really I can't wait. I can't wait for you 2/3 to be destroyed, man. So that the true elect of Israel can be risen up and categorized. I'm gonna go ahead and do this last precept, and I'm gonna end the video. This is verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. And who's the prey? You fucking heathens. You heathens. All right, because what I'm getting sick and tired of is day by day having to look at these fucking people, man, because they don't know what the fuck is going on, and they're so proud they don't even care, man. For my determination is to gather the nations, right? So this was the Lord's whole purpose, was to gather all the nations, that I may assemble kingdoms, right? So bringing all the kingdoms together to pour upon them mine indignation. But wait a minute. I thought the Lord was all love. I thought the Lord loved everybody, right? These fucking liars, man. That's why Esau is a goddamn liar, man. I will never believe what Esau got to say, because he said that the Lord is here to help everybody. No, what did this verse just say? For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you don't want no smoke with him, because he'll get with your ass, and he's not playing. He can kill anything, anyone, at any time. So that was his whole reason to have the nations, to gather them, to destroy them, right? Even all my fierce anger. So that's going to come with the plagues, the animals, right? The animals rising up against you, the elements rising up against you, earthquakes, tornadoes, and the Lord said that there would be earthquakes in diverse places. Literally, all of his anger is going to be manifested against these heathens, man. Here's the last part. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. What's the fire of his jealousy, man? What is the fire of his jealousy? What's the fire of the word, right? Right? And also the missiles. Ultimately judgment, you know what I mean? Ultimately judgment is going to devour this place, right? Yeah. And this is what all the brothers say. Oh, that's my last one, but I'm gonna do these last couple ones, and then I'm gonna sign out. Verse 9. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with one consent. Right? And what is that pure language? Hebrew. And when we call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with one consent, that will be a one-track mind. What the body of Hamashiach is going to be fully implemented, right? So the name of the Lord is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, right? And that's what you're gonna hear during the times of Jacob's trouble, right? And all this is going down. You're going to hear that. You're going to hear you're going to hear 144,000 magnified voices coming from the men of the Lord who serve him with one consent, man. Because we're all going to be under the vibration of Hamashiach Yahushai. You know what I mean? In perfection, right? So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Death to this place, Babylon. Death to the heathens, all right? Death to the 2/3. And shalom to the hopeful elect.